pictures of LARP on there.
Huzzah! Oops. What is LARP?
Who knows what LARP is?
Without looking on the slide. Yes, tell me the thing.
Live action role playing.
But what is it specific?
Hitting people with big sticks.
Yeah! Oh yeah, that's what we
Big
do.
foamy sticks.
Well, it's not always hitting people with sticks.
It's not always, there's a lot of
It's
political
like a boom.
Sometimes it's just...
Yeah, yeah, basically.
You're dead.
Lightning bolt. You put the picture of you being decapitated
Yeah, I
on
did.
there. That was nice of you.
Yeah, I know. You're very good at being decapitated.
It's a bit thin.
So, there are big and small LARP systems. Huzzah! Empire is a very big one. As is LT and Vale, and I'm pretty sure there's a couple of others that I haven't yet been to. Medium-wise, Vault 57 is one I highly recommend. It's based on Fallout and it's insanely awesome. As well as Wasteland is also both a top one. I think Future's End now comes under a medium LARP because they have so many more players this year.
It does say they won an award for being medium LARP.
Yeah.
They did, yeah. Because LARP Wars was the greatest shit ever.
Best small last year before.
They did win Best Small, so I recommend going to Future's End. Obviously, Kelly runs Future's End.
It's really cold.
It's very cold. The first Future's End I went to was -6 degrees. I did not have a good time. And it snowed like a bitch. It snowed everywhere and it was bad. Small ones are generally 18 and under players wise. Age of Ether is one that we both crew for. Run by Massifaria Games, which is where most of the pictures will come from. Those who actually do LARP will know Mark Corley from something. He does also play Future's End, and there are some one- or half-day events like Faded Glory and a couple of others that I am probably unaware of because I do weekend LARPs, not half-day or one-day ones. Going to events. Ooh.
Now here comes the budget part.
Yeah, here comes the shit we've forgotten about the money thing.
Because we didn't realise how expensive LARP was when we first thought, let's go to LARP. Oh wait,
Hold up.
we didn't own a tent or sleeping bags or anything.
It was an interesting.
Kind of where we started with it.
Yeah. Normally, big events like LT will have 3 events or more a year. I know Empire, LT, and the Vale do group discounts. If you buy for all the events of the entire year, they will come at a cheaper price rather than buying event by event. Obviously, provided that you can actually attend all events, otherwise it'd be.
And you like the system.
And you like the system. Yeah. That comes to the next bit. Can't afford to pay to play, then ask to crew. We are currently skint as buggery. So we crew for Age of Ether and we are going to crew Empire and more than likely Future's End at some point in the next year.
Because Monster Crew is cool. You don't need to have a backstory, you can just hit stuff.
Yeah, it's also a great way to learn how to fight if you've never fought with a LARP sort of weapon before. It's also a great way to develop your roleplay skills a bit more, and your improv is highly reliable on improv.
It's also quite a nice way to go and just experience a lot
Yeah.
without having the pressure of trying to get too involved. Because if you're just random goon number 4 in the corner, all they're going to do is hit you. They might kidnap you.
Yeah, that and if you don't have to shell out the 75 quid and then hate every minute of it and have wasted that 75 quid ticket, which sucks.
Which is where this comes in. Be really smart. Don't go over the top unless you know you can commit.
Yeah.
So don't go over the top with buying tickets, buying kit, buying
Weapons.
If it's a system that requires certain things, make sure you know that you're going to be going more than once. Or at least go for the first one and then buy the expensive £400 armor.
Yeah. There's no point going to an event and deciding 2 events down the line, oh shit, I don't like where this system is going, and then have spent 6, 7, 8, £900 on an entire character and then never touch that character again. However,
don't compromise with your bed, your tent, or your shoes.
yeah, I learned the hard way.
Yay!
Yes.
an easy tip for that. If you keep an eye on music festivals, at the end of festival season, all of the extreme camp gear goes
It's cheap as balls.
and you can pick it up.
As a mountaineer, I will tell you, foil blankets.
Yes.
What lifesavers.
Yeah.
Survival bags, £5 from places like Decathlon.
Yeah.
They're just plastic bags, but they work beautifully.
Yeah.
Polyester and foil blankets, they cost about £20, but they pack down into
Tiny
this
wee square.
size,
Yeah, very
and
good.
they are for up to -10 degrees. They are your
Lifeline.
Lifesavers.
they are your sleeping bag. A foil blanket and the polyester and foil blanket. That's your sleeping bag. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Rather than spending £70 on this huge ass, just feather down blanket.
Yeah.
There's no point when you can do
Because
it.
you've got to carry it all. You've got to be able to transport it at the end of the day. If you can't carry it, it doesn't go.
You have to fit it in your house.
And yeah, and it's got to fit in your house. I learned the compromise the hard way. I bought a cheap tent and a cheap sleeping bag, a one-season sleeping bag, so it was ideal for 15 degrees till about 10 degrees. It turned out in February it was -6, so I spent the entire weekend freezing my ass off, and the zip of the tent froze shut.
Oh god.
So me and my friend were stuck in our tent for an hour with all the sun.
Always carry vodka.
Yes, always carry something that will warm you through, like brandy.
No, vodka. Put it on the
Vodka.
zips.
Then zips.
Put it on the zips of your tent.
Should we just swap?
It works
You
for
know,
zombies
I was
as
going to say,
well.
you've got better ideas than I do.
You can use it on cars as well.
You can use vodka on cars. It's also good.
Vodka drinking.
But yeah, this is some basic kit. The generic medieval LARP #1,
Also known as she went on Pinterest and put in LARP kit.
basically. This generically is your medieval style kit. You don't have to wear a dress if you're a girl, you don't have to wear a tunic if you're a boy. I've seen loads of different people wearing all sorts of shit. Anything goes at LARP, to be honest, as long
Just
as
please
you
wear
look.
clothes.
Yeah, just as long as you wear clothes.
That one streaker.
Yeah, there's just that one naked guy.
Yeah, we
It's
have
just
one
like
of those.
And this is why I won't LARP, you know.
Yeah, because there's that one naked
What?
guy.
No, because you wear clothes.
Yeah, you're that one naked guy. Costume.
Pace yourself. Do not go onto the generic website and buy every single bit of the kit for a character in one go, unless you have that money and can.
Unless you're a fucking millionaire.
Do not feel bad for going and buying 2 pieces at a time over a year, 2 years, 3 years. We have friends who spend 10, 12 years building kit for one character just by buying it in bits and pieces over the years.
Yep. A friend of ours actually has a rule of we'll buy 1 piece of major kit a year. So then that can then be, if said character died, it can then be recycled into another character. It's the little trinkety bits and the accessories that will make that character them. And then you can then get other little trinkety bits and like scarves and a different weapon or a different holster or a different over a cloak or whatever to then customize that same piece of base kit as another character. That goes for charity shops as well, and Primark actually at the moment.
Might as well be a charity shop.
The Primark one is not being charity shop.
The one in Sheffield looks like one.
Have you seen the Leicester ones?
No, thank God. Thank God no.
It's an
It's
absolute...
hell.
Yeah, it's like 3 floors, it's massive.
Jesus, I need to go.
Is that where I'm taking you Monday morning then?
Yes!
Yeah.
Okay.
Take me to a
Be
Primark.
prepared to play dodgems with pushchairs and
Oh,
screaming
fucking, I
children.
hate this shit.
Yeah.
God, sounds just like
I went there in order to fix my Alcon.
Really early morning. But yeah, charity shops. I've got loads of pieces of LARP kit from charity shops. Camping gear especially. I have got a shitload of regatta shit from charity shops for £1 each. And you can't go wrong with extra camping gear.
If you can get your hands on them for when afterwards, or when you're just chilling out in tents and that, They come for about, you get them for about 20 to 35 quid,
Mm.
but you can get these massive fleece ponchos,
Mm.
but you
Yeah.
can get waterproof ones,
Mm.
but they can be taken out, and as long as you pin the hood on the inside, you can turn them into makeshift tarps in case of emergencies and survival kits.
I'm learning this, I like this.
I've never laughed, but I'm a festival camper.
Fair enough.
Oh, you're one of those crazy people. You go to fields to listen to music, not hit stuff.
I get drunk in fields too.
I get drunk
We
in
get
fields
drunk and
too.
stuff.
I literally live on a farm, so my childhood was, let's sneak out. Well, I don't want to go, like, it's 20 miles into town, let's go have a party in the fields.
I like how you mind checking your watch to check distance.
Yeah.
So the problem
Like,
about
use Fitbit.
You never know. But yeah, I've got my latest bit of kit for Age of Ether, which is based on War of the Worlds, was a waistcoat for Nikola Tesla, the scientist. Hopefully someone knows who Nikola Tesla is. Thank God.
I would be killed if I didn't. I'm a physicist.
Fair enough.
He loves his birds, that I know.
Yeah, Nikola Tesla has yeah, he has very many quirks. One of his quirks was liking pigeons. So I have now got a bird wife. She is my wife and I love my pigeon to bits. But my waistcoat was from a charity shop, it was a men's one. All I did was embroider an N and a T with some flicks and some feathers on it and shoved a couple of pointless cogs because he doesn't need pointless cogs in a stupid cog. And it cost me £3.50 to make most of that. So I mean, it was pretty cheap and it looks alright. And everyone knows who I am when I wear it.
It has your name on it.
Well, yeah, it helps.
If you feel up to it, you can buy some fabric and make some of the soft kit yourself. There's loads of tutorials, there's patterns, there's things that you can just make, like wrap sheets around yourself if you want to operate them. Ta-da! Chip. Or cut a hole in the sheet over your head. Dress.
But you're very good at making your own soft kit.
No, I'm just very, very tight.
I'm cheap.
I'm cheap.
But yeah, there are loads of patterns on Simplicity and McCoy's.
Yeah.
Is it McCoy's?
Sewingpatterns.com.
Sewingpatterns.com is an amazing site to get sewing patterns from, so cheap as fuck. They're pretty yourself patterns from America, and we've got patterns for pouches and hats and waistcoats and tailcoats and pirate pants.
Axe holsters, which was a weird
Axe
one.
holsters and LARP tunics and hero belts, and I'm just going, these are £3.50 pattern.
That was when it wasn't
Oh
on
my
sale.
God,
I got
that's
some for
fucking
pound a
cheap.
pattern, remember?
Yeah, you download. Helen will give you the link afterwards because I forgot to write it on the panel.
It's sewingpatterns.com.
Oh.
Sewingpatterns.com. It's so hard to remember.
Sewingpatterns.com.
I'll put it. I'm putting this on YouTube, so I'll put it in the description.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the Tumblr. I'll put it in the YouTube oubliette.
Ask your friends and family for old clothes or jewellery. I may have walked up to my mum and gone, Mum, do you have anything in your wardrobe you don't like? And she threw about 6 dresses at me. Yes, that's true.
You can cannibalise fabric quite happily from other dresses. And
Especially if you're a zombie. Or a generic monster.
well, orcs generally wear rags and shit that doesn't really go together that well, or that's what I've seen anyway from our lot. So, I mean, if you get, I don't know, I had some camo pants that I didn't fit into anymore because I have an arse now. And some other bits and pieces like old t-shirts and stuff. So I ripped them up to shreds, sewed them together in a bit of a mismatchy bit, and was just like, actually that actually looks relatively okay. Shove all my leather gear over the top and a hood and
Shout girl.
whatnot and run at people and be fine.
You finally took that Hetalia coat off me that you've been meaning to take back
Yes.
for 5 years because you finally found use for it in LARP.
Yeah, my other log character uses Russia.
Yeah, Russia.
Russia's trench coat.
Cannibalising old cosmetics.
Analysing on cosmetic. Scrap bins and fabric shops as well. You can often get really decent fabric but very, very cheap.
You can get little bits of fabric to tie onto your belt, waist, tie your hair, big tiny wrists and go.
I mean, you can customise your character with fabric. I mean, every character has their own quirks. It depends on what your character is. I love being rogues. I love sneaking and stuff, so I have a very special tunic that I wear for that. But because I play rogues quite often, I have various different sashes and like bandanas and stuff that I keep in the wardrobe for different characters, and it just makes that character a little more your own, and helps differentiate from the characters as well. Indie fabric shops or market stalls.
Oh, did I write that?
Yes, you did.
Yes, you would have done because you are the market queen.
Because you're insane.
Yeah, markets are good. If you're playing in some systems, like I know Empire has a group of people that are kind of, what are they, like
Easy traders.
pirates into orange and colours and glitter, and there's like local
Whereas
markets.
in Fabulous Pirates.
Fabulous pirates, basically. Local markets will often have fabulous fabrics and bits and pieces and
It's gone.
There's another bottle of water in the bag again. The black bag.
That one, black bag.
I left it up there. Look, Emmy's moved it.
What have you done? But yeah, Indian fabric stores as well as
support your local economy.
yeah, supporting your local.
Or if you don't want to do that, there's always the internet.
Like we said, shit. What's the thing you use? Because you use an amazing fabric site and I can't.
bstfabrics.co.uk. I told you about it.
Thank you. Yeah. What
I'm the one who finds the internet stuff. I have the Google foo.
You
I don't
have
LARP.
the Google foo. Charity shops are cool.
Could
You
you
can take
have
this one.
written that any bigger?
Yeah.
Just
But I
one
didn't.
thing.
It would just go
Could be more.
Charity shops, places you can buy belts, scarves,
Tankards.
pewter tankards. For some reason, we've found quite a few of
Quite a
those
few of
lately.
those.
Oversized men's shirts. A lot of charity shops have second-hand bed linen, which can be quite useful if you're going camping and you don't want to take your favourite blanket. You can buy a really cheap blanket from a charity shop that's rubbish. They often have second-hand shoes, which can be useful if you're playing a character for a certain amount of time. You need a certain kind of shoe. Like we've had ball events, gala events, where I know people that bought second-hand heels just for one night. You can sometimes get dresses, you can get fabric if you're willing to cannibalise old bed sheets. You can get props, which
Old books. There's a lot of old books in charity shops at the moment, especially like any Shakespeare generally is a good bet.
you could always buy a copy of Twilight.
I just changed the cover.
And burn it. Burn it as fuel.
Like with safety, we've had second-hand camping clothes. Women's handbags, I've seen cannibalise people taking the straps off and put the strap back onto the back of them and turn them into belt pouches. Like modern clothes, if you're playing post-apoc, you're playing anything set after sort of
1980.
yeah, when jeans existed, then modern clothes easy to find. You can also get second-hand suits and jackets and I don't know if there's a 1940s.
Yeah, there is. Danny Co. run a 1940s World War II LARP, which has. And there's Fools and Heroes,
That's what
which is quite good as well, which is World War LARP as well.
Have you got a slide in here of just you going, I like all these LARPs, go to these anymore?
I don't know, I can't remember.
You also old wedding
What
dresses.
dresses?
People like to get married in LARP. I may have got married on my second ever event.
There's no time for that.
Yes, Helen.
I currently volunteer at Oxfam in York. We are the only Oxfam in the north to have our own wedding room. So we have a ton. Remind me later, I'll keep an eye open when I'm next there if you want anything, so let me know because I'm being a photographer for them. So
Oh, fair enough.
Cool, cool. You can also get fancy dress occasionally. We have charity shops in Sheffield, and because it's a student city, sort of after Halloween, you always end up with a load of second-hand Halloween costumes, which people in charity shop think I'm bonkers because I'm like, yes, costumes. Buy them all.
And there's some generic simple LARP armour and some simple LARP weapons, because I didn't want to go too fancy with this shit, because fancy ones are expensive as balls. but generic leather armour is quite expensive if you buy a full set.
That is very expensive.
I generally go for a rule of legs and arms and maybe a chest piece if needed, depending on what character you're going to play. Same with weapons, you don't want to, like if you're an archer, you're basically throwing money away. Those bows are between £7 and £10 a piece for the arrows, not the bows. The arrows are between £7 and £10 a piece, and you may fire one off into the distance and never see it again, or you may know. Yes.
Flags that you're able to stick to and have them inspected beforehand if you made your own.
That's a bit of an awkward one in England because all of the weapons are made with.
Weapons generally, if you get them okay, like there'll be a weapons check at LARP. Normally they require a carbon fibre core, foam, liquid latex, and then the paint, and then sealant. Ideally, you want to literally only just be able to feel the centre of it. Very rarely have I known people to make their own and be able to get away with it.
That's just.
It's a skilled trade. But I mean, if you're good enough and you've got time to learn to do it, then fine, go for it.
That's just for things like swords, though.
That's for things like swords and like general weapons and stuff. Shields, same again. They have to pass weapons check. Because I mean, if you accidentally hit someone in the face when you're trying to block a sword or something, you're gonna hurt someone.
There's also cordless throwing weapons, which
are easier to make yourself.
They are, because cordless throwing weapons are basically anything that you have can't have any kind of core inside it.
So it's literally just foam and latex.
I used to do a lot of LT stuff, and we always used to make gaffle rocks.
Yeah.
So it's just a bit of pipe lagging cut up like that long, and you wrap it in gaffer tape. You know you're going to lose it, but it's a throwing rock.
Yeah.
And it costs nothing.
Yeah, basically.
You make throwing rocks.
Cordless weapons are generally the easiest ones to make, whereas it comes to like soft armour, light armour, medium armour. If you are patient and you have the time to learn how to use leather needles and leather work and rivets and shit, and by all means you can make your own stuff. Normally the rule is if it looks like armour, then it is.
Do not be the person at Effie at Future's End and make their entire kit out of duct tape. I think you can all guess how long that lasted.
Yeah. Bless Dad, we love him to pieces. And he's got a running joke now
Pretty
about
much
duct tape.
everything's still made out of duct tape.
I was going to say, he came up to us earlier going, does anyone have any duct tape? We're like, no. He's like,
yeah, that's Dan.
so we've been safety pinning together his duct tape because we don't have any.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's Dan. He generally carries a roll of duct tape wherever he goes.
There's currently one in the fridge in our flat.
Yeah, there's one in the fridge. I don't know why. I don't know why it's in the fridge. Makes no sense. You can make padded armour, quilted armour. There we go, that's probably easier. Quilted armour, if you're good with the sewing machine, you can probably get it done faster than you can ordering it online.
I'll just look online for a tutorial.
There's plenty of tutorials on Pinterest, to be honest. When it comes to buying armour, they are a long-term thing. Expect to use them for more than one character. You need to use it for more than one character to get your wear out of it, basically. Especially if you go to Vale, you're not likely to survive an event, which is catastrophic. If you just bought this lovely piece of £400 armour and you're just like, yes, fucking come at me.
Shit.
Next time when you're fucking dead, you're just like, shit, what do I do with this £400 piece of armour?
Toilet murder.
Yeah, toilet murder. It has happened.
Yeah.
It has happened. Many a moon.
One of the best bits of advice I got on armour when I was starting LARPing was buy it in either black or brown and buy it plain, just when you're starting, because then you can use it for literally everything. We have friends that over the years they've picked up bits of armour that are fancier. They've got burn patterns in them, they've got fancy swords, they've got this, that and the other. It's just when you're starting, start basic.
Yeah, keep it basic until you have that sense of this is what I want to commit to, this is the character I want to invest in, kind of a thing. Then by all means go and buy fancy greaves and a nice bit of chest armour.
Then you'll die the event after you buy it.
Yeah, then you'll die the event after you bought it and go, well, fuck me. That's pointless. Second hand as well, if you go to an event, normally they will have on-site sellers. Sometimes you can use in-game money. I know Empire does. Dash Shop is a fabulous shop to go to at Empire.
You can also join, there's a trend now for Facebook second-hand LARPing groups. It's about 3 or 4 that I know of that you can just join, and sometimes people will be selling things off for really cheap. Quite often people will be able to give you bits of advice. Quite often people will post on there, this shop has a sale, look. It's like, yes,
Yeah.
I didn't need those greaves, but I'm buying them because they're 20% off.
Yeah. Places like Clutter Buyers, which are made Claire runs, you can often get odd bits and pieces for 2 or 3 quid, or borrowing your friend's sword. I have rarely fought because I've got a back injury and I'm not allowed to fight anymore.
You just buy people with spells.
Yeah, I'm now a mage because I can't go into combat. But before I got injured, a mate of mine had a double-ended staff, and it was the most beautiful thing to play with. But it was £120. So every event he used to bring it specifically so I could then just go out in the field and absolutely brutalise everyone. But make sure you like the weapon you're fighting with before you commit to it. There's no point going out on the field, have ambidextrous as a skill, and then go, shit me, I can't fight with 2 swords. Because you've basically just wasted a skill and you've wasted about £100 on 2 fucking swords.
Well, they don't do what our friend did and buy what they thought was the same sword. It was from 2 separate batches, so one of them was heavier than the other.
Oh, nice. Yeah, injection moulding is an interesting thing indeed. Also, make sure you like the look as well as the feel. Obviously, with the weight issue, if they do come from an injection molded system, like seller, or you buy one sword 1 year and then the same sword the next year, they may have different weights.
Yeah.
In which case, you then have to retrain and then get that feel back.
Or you could just pull out the swords every event and go, my swords don't weigh the same, like this friend's lost us. Like, yeah, we know.
We know, we've been in this one.
You can also get LARP safe weights that you can tie onto
Yes.
your round
Yeah.
stuff.
You can get LARP safe weights. Our LARP mates recommend light generally when it comes to LARP weapons because they are weighted at the hilt and have a much better flick on them, and they're a lot faster to get in and stuff. But they are generally £30 more expensive than another seller like Darkblade or LARPing or Medlock Armories. Travel. You can have this because I'm dying.
Why don't you sit down?
Before I break shit.
Travel, joyous part of LARPing. Ask people. This is where Facebook comes in handy. We've had lots of incidences of posting on the Facebook group going, is anyone going past X point? And you'll sometimes find there's people in the same city, people willing to pick you up from a certain train station. Although if that's not possible, there's always a train. But if you're going on the train,
Make sure you can carry the shit.
make sure you can carry what you're taking, and don't get off the train and then turn around to pick up your tent and the train's left.
Like
One of our
our
friends
good
did
friend
that.
Gemma did. Yeah.
Was that Gemma who I know?
Yes.
That sounds like Gemma.
That's Gemma. Yeah, that's Gemma boy.
So she had no tent.
New, which was an interesting situation to do.
If you're driving, plan. Quite often LARPs will be in fields in the middle of nowhere, or as happened on the last LARP we drove to, there'll be a Porsche garage next to where the LARP site is, and you go,
Ooh, shit, we missed the turning. I do that a lot. I get distracted and go, shit, that was meant to go that way.
Isn't it lucky that I drive, not
Well,
you?
yeah, but I go, oh, look at that. Fuck me, we're going the wrong way.
you do that a lot.
I do, I just
If you are driving and friend or not, off to split the fuel costs, or if they're stubborn like certain friends of ours,
at least buy my coffee or something. When it comes to planning a drive, if there's anyone that needs a lift around the area, I mean, it's always handy if you can offer, because we don't drive. And we've had to ask around so many people, going, please can you pick us up, please can you pick us up, help us, because we crew, we're just like, help us get there. We have important NPCs. Camping. I want that tent. Look at it.
I'm more concerned about this other image on that page.
My friend has that tent in yellow.
I feel like I need that tent now.
It matches my personality.
I think top line on this should be a lot bigger. Checks, forecast.
Oh god.
Don't not take extra layers if it's going to be -2.
Always take extra layers. If it says it's going to be 30 degrees, 9 times out of 10 it's not going to be 30 degrees. It's going to be like 10 or something.
It gets really cold at night.
Yeah, it does. But weather appropriate clothing.
This is both in character
And
out of character. Because there will be a point, usually, that you will be in jeans and a t-shirt because you'll have to put your tent at the start of the event or you'll be packing to go home at the end. We know very few people who get in LARP kit and stay in it
For the entire weekend.
I do know people with in-character pyjamas.
That's cool.
There are some LARPs where it is literally the entire time and you can be murderized in your sleep.
I was going to say, some LARPs have 24-hour time in which case you're literally lying in your sleep with your eyes open going, fucking hell, you're going to get me in my tent. Fuck off. It's a nightmare. It's always important as well to take an extra base layer. You never know if it's going to rain. You're never going to know if it's going to be too hot. You're going to sweat through everything. So you can't sleep in sweaty clothes because it will cool you down.
Also, it's really inky.
And it's gross. Yes?
Just out of curiosity, on the subject of getting murdered in your tent while in costume, is it acceptable to have a little tag hanging inside the tent that reads, "You just set off my trap"?
In some systems they do have that. You can booby trap your own tent.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You can booby trap your own tent and it will often happen. Yes.
Right.
This is an actual thing that people will do at download to make sure that people, because people do break into your tent, you get robbed. You take beer cans or whatever you've got and you stack them behind the door.
Yeah.
And then you pin one, because doors will always have 2 zips on them. You pin one zip so they have to use the other. But when you open it from the outside, it will trip all of these cans over and it wakes up half the campsite.
Yep.
Right.
Wire clips.
Like you get them a lot I've seen for terrariums, where they are just small pieces of wire that you screw together. Screw it together and glue it. Always have the
Everyone get another one.
glue it and you just go.
Speaking of keeping your tent safe, I know people that just pull zip ties.
And just
Zip
zip themselves
tie
in.
the zip.
Yeah.
And then forgot to bring a pair of scissors.
To get out again. Which is always interesting.
Yeah, the one through, you can break it and it's straight on.
Zip ties, people just put them.
This friend of ours ran on the cycle. Does
Padlock.
anyone have a knife?
Just get a black lock.
Well, you should always keep it on them anyway.
Yeah. Sleeping bags.
Don't buy a one-season sleeping bag.
Yeah. Because 9 times out of 10 it'll be -6 and you'll freeze your ass off.
Don't buy a children's sleeping bag.
I'm small enough. I fit in that child's sleeping bag.
Yeah, you do.
It's yeah, I know. 3 to 4 sleeping season bag. It's sleeping season bag.
Yes,
That's what it
sleeping
is.
season
It's a
bag.
sleeping season bag. 3 to 4 seasons generally is the you want to go for that ideally because then you can take it any time of the year. Britain, thank God, we have mildish weather. There has been issues of flooding and there has been issues of snowing and drought at LARP. E1 this year, was it this year or last year?
This year that floated away.
Yeah, E1 this year, when the hurricane hit us, a lot of our friends were at LARP and we were just going, literally all the bell tents have collapsed. We have a refugee tent. So take something you're going to be warm in and waterproofed in.
Take an inflatable mat or an inflatable bed. Or if you can, take a camp bed and keep yourself off the floor.
If you want an inflatable mat, I will recommend Thermarol. They are like 80 quid minimum, but they are the inflatable mat.
They are
If you get anything that isn't Thermarol, you will be feeling every single bump in the floor. If you get Thermarol, it is like sleeping on your mattress at home. They are sexy to sleep on.
That's the thing, like we said, don't compromise with your comfort and your health.
Because
When it comes to sleeping, you want to actually sleep.
But if you don't like LARPing and you've got this nice camping gear, you can just go camping with it.
I was going to say, yeah, I mean, bedding makes such a difference when you're LARPing, especially if you've got bad back or fibromyalgia or anything like that.
Or you're a person that gets really grumpy if they're
But
tired.
just to add to that, they have a same for same resale value. If you sell it second hand, even with a hole in it, they will sell for £80 that you pay for it.
Yeah.
Because you can buy puncture kits. You just get a bike repair kit and stick it on the hole.
Yeah. A lot of people forget that when they sell them their second-hand gear. If there's a hole in their belt temp or something, you can get that patched up, no problem. And that will save you maybe £100 or £200. Yes.
You can save any waterproof piece of equipment by going to a pound shop because
Yeah.
you can buy waterproofing spray.
Yeah, you can.
That's the whole. That's bingo. We've mentioned Poundland in every single
We've
panel.
got a fucking full house now. We've mentioned Poundland.
Poundland has to sponsor us now.
Yeah. No choice.
Please, I've written to you on Twitter like 4 times.
Have you actually?
Yes.
Okay. Oh my god.
As well, make sure your tent can deal with the weather.
Don't be our friend who went to Tesco's and bought the cheapest tent in Tesco's.
And then wondered why it fell down. When I went to Futures End, it was my very first LARP, and I went with quite a good friend who was an experienced LARPer. Pip, I think you might remember this one. Gemma's tent, the one that just went halfway through the evening in the torrential rain in February. And thankfully, I was like, nah, Gemma, we'll put all our stuff in my tent. Thank fuck we did, because hers collapsed and it was soaking wet everywhere.
Speaking of wet things, dry sacks.
Dry sacks.
They are really, really important. And I know that they can be quite expensive, but they really can save your life.
Yes.
AliExpress!
Yes, AliExpress. Finally, someone else who knows what it is.
They are about £1.87 for an 8-litre dry bag on AliExpress. If you want a fucking 70-litre, it was £5.
Yeah, you cannot go wrong with AliExpress.
I think you'd fit in a 70-litre dry bag.
Yeah, I would.
I can fit in one, it's fun.
Yeah, just wrap yourself up in one and just lay there and wait for someone to come and rescue you. You'll be fine. As well, extra pants and socks. If it does rain, you're going to get wet. Make sure you've got some dry pants and some dry socks. Otherwise, they'll shiver the fuck out of next week.
Don't be the person that forgot their underwear bag.
We got into the middle of the field. Louise, forgot the underwear. No.
Louise, where's Asda?
20 miles away.
It's okay, I've done that going actual camping.
It's alright, I managed to beg a lift out of a friend who desperately needed more alcohol.
Yeah, it was all good. Beginner's kit list. Huzzah!
Oh, you didn't put pants on it.
Well, I'm hoping many people wear pants. Generally, that comes with the territory of wearing clothes. Unless it's a kilt.
I was going to say, there's a guy in one of our systems that plays a Scottish guy. Properly.
Yeah. He has attempted to climb over many a thing and then just a gust of wind just goes, oh, he's just like, fuck, Jesus Christ.
I feel your pain. We had a guy in school who did that, stood on the glass, the second floor of our school. It was 2 balconies with a glass bridge.
Yes.
We had a cultural day. He came in,
It's very
killed
cultural.
Sporran, nothing underneath, and stood Peter Pan style in the middle of this bridge.
It's very cultural. Like, oh, it's a good day to wear it.
So no, skirting kilts is the one time you don't go commando.
But yeah, there's a bit of a chafing going on.
Please wear pants.
Yeah, as long as you wear pants. It should be great. Shirt, trousers, generally tunics or like pirate pants or harem pants or whatever. There are specialist pants that you can, like I say pants, trousers that you can wear. I just wear 2 pants.
For Harry pants on Pinterest, free.
Yeah, you can get patterns on making your own harem pants, which are quite good. Braces or gloves, generally you will want something to keep your hands nice and toasty and have maybe some extra grip on your sword or whatever.
If you're going LARPing in the winter, take a pair of gloves anyway. Even if they're not in character, your fingers will fall off.
Yeah, you don't want to get frostbite. It's not
It
a
hurts.
great idea. Braces as well. You just generally want to get something plain. Generally between £20 or £27 for something nice and plain. They do have like generic designs like checks on them or a little rune or something. That do quite nicely for just a bit of base kit when you're starting. Cape or cloak generally are wool, so they are waterproof
Although
and warm.
you can make capes out of shower curtains,
You can.
and they're waterproof.
It has been done. We met a seller at Larcon who made capes and cloaks out of shower curtains. They looked like wool. It was mental.
They were
I
brown.
thought I died and gone to heaven. But they were like 80 quid for this
Shower curtain. Yeah.
80 quid for this shower curtain. I was like, I'm actually going to try and make one. It's going to be amazing. Hiking boots, never compromise on your footwear. Never, 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 never. It's never worth it. You don't want to get trench foot, and you don't want to get blisters.
And so an experienced large friend of mine, nobody is looking at your feet.
Nobody gives a fuck about your feet.
Doesn't matter if you're wearing the same pair of hiking boots for every character. It doesn't matter if your hiking boots have pink laces. Nobody's looking at your feet.
As long as your feet are dry and comfy, that is all that fucking matters. Generally, with each character, you'll have a belt with some pouches to keep your shit in.
Cannibalised handbags.
Cannibalised handbags are great. If not, second-hand Facebook sites like UK LARP kit, or like second-hand LARP kit on Facebook are quite handy. Or if you have a friend that has LARP kit that they no longer use, ask to buy it off them for cheaps. So then they can have the money to go and spend on a different character. Pleather works quite well for pouches. However, if you're going to make your own armour, don't use pleather. It's not worth skimping on it because it'll look shit and it won't protect you from any blows.
A tunic or a dress. I have, I think, 3 or 4 generic, really quite ugly tunic dresses that I just use for characters now. I think the first one I started with was sort of red.
Yeah,
Most people say
an
go
odd
with-
colour.
They go with kind of either black or brown. Really good colours these. For your first sort of dress or your first shirt, your first trousers, because it doesn't show the dirt.
Doesn't show the blood either.
Yeah, it doesn't show the blood.
We have a friend who has white. She has a white dress.
Right, we have to hurry along because it's nearly 8 o'clock already.
He said we could overrun.
Yeah, we started by
Oh, fair, yeah, we did, didn't we? Makeup and prosthetics if needed. Makeup generally, if you're playing a race like Urzen in Empire. Is it Empire that Urzen are?
I mean, if it isn't
Think
small
it's-
on YouTube, I'm going to tell you what.
If not, yeah. Horizon are generally pale, so you'll need white snaz with some black snaz for detail. Or if you're a Briar from Empire.
That's Empire again, yeah.
That's Empire again. Briar from Empire, you normally have like a bit of bark stuck to your face, because they are essentially becoming one with nature. So, I mean, if you take a race that needs prosthetics and heavy makeup, that's what I'm trying to say, heavy makeup. If you need heavy makeup or prosthetics, then obviously if you can get them custom made, or you can buy them off eBay, Amazon, AliExpress again, and just touch them up with some paint.
Although from experience, if you're taking makeup into the field, don't take your Urban Decay palettes. You will regret your life.
They're stupid idea.
You can buy makeup for a couple of pounds from places like Makeup Academy.
Poundland. See, they should sponsor us. We know everything about Poundland.
We do, they're great. They also sell prosthetics on Halloween.
But yeah, this is LARP basically.
Oh, you have a whole slide of memes.
Spent hours on this. Spent hours on that slide. You have no idea. But yeah. Oh, we don't have to overrun because I forgot how short this one was. But question: if there
Is the wine hitting?
shut up.
Sit down,
I
please.
haven't
Sit
had a
down.
drink today.
I have a question for
Yes.
either of you. Where would you recommend buying armour if you're wanting to buy it for cheapies and not skimp?
If you want to buy armor for cheapies, sometimes Dash Shop has it. They do have an online shop as well. They deal in second hand and cheap stuff. The woman that runs it is absolutely fucking lovely and will normally barter for prices. As well as we got our first bits of LARP armour from Darkblade. Some people don't like the rivets, some people like rough leather, and some people like really smooth leather. Generally, I am not fussed, but just shop around. There's no point being loyal to one seller if it's going to be 10 cheaper.
Unless you're that seller's wife.
Unless you know someone's wife and go, please make me the thing.
I was thinking things like, you're looking at LARP stuff, and because it's such a specific thing, it's really expensive, but look at reenactment stuff.
Yeah,
And
reenactment.
it's half the price for the exact same thing.
Or if you're feeling really brave, you can look down the cosplay route.
Yeah.
There are now costumes in cosplay that look quite similar to things that you can use for LARP.
Like Dragon Age, you can get away with using half of that shit for LARP, which I know Kelly and that was
If you have a Dragon Age costume, you've got a LARP character. Great.
Yeah. Yep.
There is a app you can get, and it's called Wish. And, if you're
Oh
alright
God,
with it
yes.
a little bit,
Wish
you can get them
Which is
so cheap.
dangerous.
Yes, yes it
It's
is.
a dangerous place. It is good. You've just got to
Don't go on at 3 AM and go, shiny, shiny, shiny,
yeah.
shiny,
Please
shiny.
don't go on at 3 AM and
£30.
spend £400 on a thing.
Yeah,
things you
£30
never
and
knew
then
you
you've got the
needed.
shipping on top of it because you always forget
And
about the
it's
shipping.
Yeah, whereas to get the shipping, you go, well, fuck. It's like 100 quid.
And then it arrives, and because most of it's Asian, it's 2 sizes too small.
Yeah.
If you're buying
yeah.
clothes from AliExpress or Wish or
Make sure you measure yourself before you order it.
or just
Measure
don't
and then add the
Add
next size on.
some.
Yeah.
Add some more on just in case.
Yeah.
I've done that with a couple of bits and pieces with
But
my
AliExpress is really good because if
They
you
are.
say that it was too small,
They'll
they
send
will
you a
give you
bigger
about
size.
half the money back for it.
And send you a bigger size.
sometimes.
Sometimes, not all the time.
Not all the
It's
time.
like-
It depends what seller, but 9 times out of 10 they'll be really good about it.
We go, oh no, you
Shit.
gave us all your sizes and everything. They go, well, here's 50% back because it don't fit you and you spent all that money on it. And it's it's great.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
The only thing I would say is don't buy LARP weapons off of places like Wish and AliExpress and eBay because they have to pass weapons check at LARP. And if they don't pass weapons check at LARP, they are useless and will never get anywhere with them. So sometimes it is worth paying the £10 more for that assurance that you definitely can use that weapon for the next 10 years of your life. So it's always worth doing.
If you want to get some really cheap bits and pieces, you want some more general knowledge on LARPing, there's events like Alcon and
With whose game is it anyway?
Yes,
It's a good
whose
one to
game?
go to.
these kinds of places have bring and buy sales, they have sellers who will bring baskets of old stock, they have sellers that will talk to you for an hour, which one of them did with me.
A lot of universities have LARP societies now as
Yeah.
well, and those LARP
Yeah.
societies will know what's local.
And if you're a university student, I recommend the National Students role-playing thing. I went in April, it's amazing. And they do LARP as well as the tabletop board games and card games and wargaming.
I mean, my local university have a LARP society that go to Untitled together, so they just hire a minibus and take everybody.
It's
Including
always
random
good.
people that aren't in society like me.
And people that aren't in uni like
I
me.
wonder if I can convince our warps to do that.
It's a good
It's a
idea.
good
It's a
method.
cost-saving idea.
Yeah.
And you get to sing.
Well,
when
we're
you're
trying to
there.
convince the uni to let us do LARP because we've got a reenactment society.
Well, reenactment's more bloody dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. We got banned from doing LARP for a while and I don't know why.
I don't
Because it happened before I started. But
unless they don't hold their blows, then I mean.
But we're trying to get LARP back this year.
Yeah,
They did what is
yeah.
known to our friends as doing a jade.
Yeah, doing a jade is a good phrase. Our friend Jade, we were halfway through an event and we had a lot of fake blood going everywhere. Bear in mind the fake blood was made out of gold syrup and food colouring, so it was quite thick and quite gloopy.
It tasted nice.
It did taste rather yummy, but she got quite a lot of it in one of her eyes. So that's now referred to as doing a jade. If anyone's got anything in their eye, it's doing a jade. It's great fun.
Go into an optician's, get a bottle of contact solution,
Yeah,
and don't rinse it with water. Just
contact
pop the
solution
top
so
off.
fair. Yeah, it's always worth having extra provisions as well, just in case.
That's something you didn't write on your slide. Food!
Some places will cater. Like, I know the Grange caters, Huntingwood does not.
But quite often
But you'll have access to a
Empire
kitchen or something.
you'll get nice larp
There's Empire Cater.
Empire does cater
Yes.
as well, yeah. I know Fluffy Bunny used to cater for quite a few people.
Empire quite often will have food trucks on site, and will also have an in-character catering, so you can buy in-character food.
You can set up market stalls and
Yeah.
stuff in
Mm.
Empire.
Yes.
You can be the person that caters to people.
If you like camping stuff, look for a maple fire. If anyone's ever heard of jet boil, which are camping stoves, maple fire are jet boil, but better. They make jet boil, but they make them better. And they've recently just had a sale on AliExpress, and they were selling them for 20 quid, but they are normally about £34. Jet oil in the UK sell for 120.
Yeah.
With a maple fire, you get a self-contained camp stove. It comes with a pan. It comes with the ignition spark. It comes with an adapter, so you can put a kettle or a different pan on it. And they are big enough to put small or medium-sized gases inside and close the lid and lock it. Whereas jet oil, the only thing that you can fit inside it is actually the ignition spark.
Yeah.
Speaking of food, don't be the person that only takes one of those little self-contained foil barbecue things.
Because it's a dumb idea.
You can't cook your dinner on that. You
It's a
can't
dumb
relight
idea.
it the day after.
You can. Yeah,
If
you use rubbish. It will go straight up and you can recook on it.
And if anybody has a local army surplus,
Yes.
Those guys are
People love
amazing.
them.
they have beautiful, beautiful stuff.
They do. As well, I was going to go back to crewing actually. If you're going to crew and you want to mod stuff for someone, generally they will provide most of the actual like masks and armour and stuff for you. You'll just need base black kit.
Black kit is leggings and mostly t-shirt.
Leggings, waterproof trousers, a black t-shirt, a black jumper, in a black coat or something, just in case.
Your old university will be one way out.
Yeah, or anything that'll turn you the wrong way out if you don't have something to hand. But black kit is generally essential if you're going to go into a field. It will dry relatively quickly, and B, it will keep you warm if it's sunny, but do you know the winter sun? When it's cold outside but there's still glorious sunshine, it will then help to keep you a little bit warmer and will then, I mean, if you're into stealth combat, you're going to be invisible. It's fine.
You mean hiding in a bush and shooting people in the back?
Basically, scary as balls. I don't like night combat. Yes.
You, me, we're all blind. Do we wear glasses or do you have to wear contact lenses?
You can wear glasses. I do wear glasses.
Wear those glasses.
These glasses, they're expensive glasses, and I'm very careful with them. But I generally have an old second pair that I will take to LARP just in case. Generally, when it comes to combat, no one will go for your head. Unless you are head to toe in like chainmail and heavy armour, and your head is the only thing vulnerable, then that is the only point on which it is kind of acceptable to go for your head.
And even then there are
And
systems
even then there
where
are systems that won't let you do headshots.
you can't hit above there,
Yeah.
and you can't hit
Below
below
about half your
there.
chin. So I do wear glasses in quite heavy combat situations. I've never had much of an issue. If you're planning to do something like an orc and have to wear a mask, I would advise doing contact lenses. Generally is safer because people will then, you'll be able to see, and then people will know, if they accidentally do clip your head, then your glasses won't go flying into a field and you'll be searching around on the floor for hours not knowing what the hell
That's
is it.
Velma impression.
Yeah, and you'll be Velma and just go, what am I doing? But I don't know.
Although one thing I have heard said, if you have money to do it, if you have really expensive designer glasses for day to day, go to Specsavers and buy those really awful £20 ones.
You can do it cheaper, you can go most places, unless you've got a really awkward prescription, you can go online, even then.
Glasses Direct.
Yes.
You get them for 10 quid.
Yeah.
I do that when I'm at download, because
Yeah.
I've shattered so many mosh pits, I get
Yeah. They're a nightmare of specs. I hate being blind. But yeah, if you're going to take your specs into a field, make sure you've got a spare pair just in case of an
Or
emergency.
don't take your designer.
Or don't take your £120 pair of specs.
Don't go afraid you don't take your Ray-Ban.
Yeah, don't take my
Glasses
bands.
come back.
Yes.
We've got to head off, but one thing to note is if we haven't sold AliExpress to you, get the app
It's amazing.
for sure, because things are normally at least 2 to 5% cheaper on the app than they are on the website.
Yeah, honestly, AliExpress is
Use the
better.
website to find it, and then when you know what you're looking for, go on the
Do
app.
you think AliExpress will sponsor us?
I fucking wish they would.
Should we go on the back?
Right. I think, any more questions?
We've got 5 minutes and then it's been an hour anyway.
I think it might be
We might as well wrap it up then. Yes.
Where is this getting uploaded?
It will
Oh right, yes, Operation Awesome UK on YouTube.
We'll post it
I will post it on the group Facebook page and all that,
yes.
One of you two turn around, it's on the back of your shirts.
Shameless self-promotion.
Yeah. Self-promotion.
That is the second time you've shown your ball to all this today.
I'm sorry about that. And
If you got it,
I was going to say, is this from them? Yeah, that's about it. So thank you all for coming. I know it's the last panel of the evening, so I appreciate you all coming.
Have a nice time at Rock
And we're going to. It's rock night tonight, so